Hi, I'm Elia Woods, co-founder of Commonwealth Urban Farms, and I thought today it would be fun to do something on gardening with kids. It's really fun to do garden projects with kids. Kids are so oriented towards the new and the surprising, and the absolute wonder of seeing something grow. You may not get as much done when you garden with kids, but it's sure fun. So this is a project that I think that I've done before in our community garden many years ago, and I thought it was time to do another one, making a little hideaway. I'm using bamboo poles here, and we're going to plant some climbing vines that will cover it in time, and make it a little shady hide place. So to start with, I cut some bamboo, some nice long poles, tied them together at the top. So they're stuck down on the ground a little ways, tied at the top. By tying them at the top, it becomes a pretty stable structure, even though I don't have them that deep into the ground. I like using the bamboo instead of, say, metal poles, because one, the bamboo is free, and also, if anything falls, if it's a metal pole, that hurts to have something heavy fall on you, but this is a lot safer. So the next thing, after getting the bamboo poles in the ground, tying them at the top, this is about a 4 foot or 4.5 foot diameter sort of circle. So I'm using 8 poles here. Now I'm going to tie twine and start making a lattice for the vines to grow on. So I've tied onto the first pole, then come around to the second pole, twist it around the second pole so that it'll hang on a little tighter to that. Then I'm going to take it around, circle around the third pole, and just keep going like that all the way around. Now on the first and last pole, I'm going to skip those because that's going to be the doorway. So that will form an opening. I'll come all the way around here. And of course I'm pulling the twine as tight as I can as I go around. Alright, when I get back here, I'm going to take it around twice. And then I'll start heading back in the other direction and letting it climb up the pole a little bit, and then do a second rung to the trellis, going back around that way and then back, etc. So then we'll leave this area in here open. Now I'm going to plant some vining plants. The first one I'm going to plant is an actual vegetable that can be harvested. These are yard-long beans. So for this construction, that direction is south. So the vines growing on those poles will be in pretty much full sun. They'll get a little bit of shade in the afternoon from over here, but mostly sun. So the yard-long beans should do very well here. These, whatever grows on these poles is going to be in more shade because they'll be shaded by the vines growing here, plus we have a little shade structure here. So I need something that will do well in partial shade. So I'm going to start with that. I've planted some Love in a Puff vines. I've never grown these before. I don't even know if they'll do well here in Oklahoma, but the seed package says they do well in partial shade, so we're going to give it a try. And they look like a really pretty vine. I started these seeds just a little over a month ago, and they're ready to transplant out. So I'm going to put it right next to one of the poles. Now these vines can climb up the poles, but they can also climb up the string ladder that we're going to create here. So I'll do one of these next to each pole. Might do one on both sides, actually. And then I'm going to plant some of the yard-long bean seeds on the south side of the hideaway. So these are what yard-long bean seed look like. These are a red yard-long, so the beans themselves, the bean pods are deep red. And they're long. They're not really a yard long. They're more like half a yard long, but they're really cool. It's a very productive vine. The beans are delicious. You have to cook them a little longer than green beans, but they're similar in that way. And the best thing about it is that the yard-long beans are very heat tolerant and drought tolerant. So for Oklahoma, in July and August, green beans don't usually do very well because it's too hot for them. But yard-long beans are perfectly happy when we get into the 90s or 100 degrees. So I'm just going to come over here, and about every 3 inches I'll drop in another seed. And These beans love to climb, so they will be very happy climbing up the string, the twine here. This is getting a little shady right here. I'm not sure if they'll do really well right there, but the rest of it along here and then along here too should be about perfect. And I'm just going to plant them about 1/2 inch deep. There we go. And then I'll come back and plant a few more of the Love in a Puff vines along here too. And then after we get the string up and then the plants start to grow in a month or so, we'll be getting some nice vine growth, and it'll start to feel like a little hiding place, and hopefully very inviting for little people. So that's our video for today. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening.